Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? It's Sunday, the day after UFC 272. Thank you guys for joining me. We're going to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Obviously, it's going to be a lot about UFC 272. To be honest, I know this sounds crazy. The more I think about it today, it's like sometimes you're high on an event and then you know you start to like really digest it over the next couple of days and really have more thoughts and just in general you have different thoughts about it than you did the night of, especially when it's 2 o'clock in the morning, the event just ended. And one of my biggest takeaways from UFC 272, even though it was a lot of fun, there was a lot of fun fights, is for me, I am so excited for UFC 273. I cannot wait for UFC 273. I wish that the main event was Volkanovski versus Max Holloway 3, but you can't get everything you want. You can't get everything you want, and, it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and complain about it too much. I'll mention it when we get closer, and we will discuss it then, obviously. We got a good fight night card coming up this Saturday. Also, I'm uploading my video, What's Next for Jorge Masvidal. I'm about to actually upload. It's almost done rendering now. It's on about 70% rendering. It's a 1080p video. It's a 14-minute video, roughly, maybe 15 minutes. I'm not 100% sure. And I discuss all the potential opponents for Jorge Masvidal. I give you guys 5 potential matchups for Jorge Masvidal on a 3-fight losing streak. And I'll release that video as soon as I'm done streaming. I'm probably going to go for about 45 minutes to an hour. It's 10:30, so not super late. We've gone much later. Thank you for tagging everybody in the thing. French fries, I appreciate you. Ha ha, Bryce ragdolled that legend. I don't know why the ha ha. Bryce put on a great performance, and we have a very interesting contender within the featherweight division. I don't know why you're laughing at Bryce Mitchell. I think Bryce Mitchell put on a great performance. To make fun of that performance, MMA Warlord, just isn't right. I mean, just because Bryce Mitchell is some scrawny guy, he doesn't have muscles like Edson Barboza, there's no need to sit here and laugh at him, MMA Warlord. We don't need to make fun of Bryce Mitchell. He did a great job last night. Colby outstruck Jorge, actually hurt Jorge standing. Not bad for a guy with pillow hands. Yeah, not bad for a guy with pillow hands for sure. I finally joined a stream on time. I'm happy to have you here, Big Blunts. Happy to have you here. Appreciate you very, very much. I take it George versus Ben Askren 2 is not one of those options. No, it is not. But I was thinking to myself, though, when I made that video, and I had 5 opponents, I was thinking to myself that Ben Askren's probably looking at that fight and thinking of the possibilities. Hey, Joey, how's it? It's going good. How are you, Fight Life? I hope you're doing well. Warlord, you're the one making fun of him, man, and I don't appreciate it. I'm not going to read any more of your messages. Apparently, MMA Warlord is a Bryce Mitchell hater, and I don't get it. I really don't understand it. But MMA Warlord, for whatever reason, hates Bryce Mitchell. I'm just not going to read any more of those messages. So, we're going to get to, we have legitimate people who want to have legitimate discussions, and I'm not going to entertain people who are just, making fun of certain fighters just because for whatever reason MMA Warlord does not like Bryce Mitchell. I don't get it. So we're going to continue on. Joey, what was your reaction when you seen the UFC 273 trailer when it said Burns versus Chimaev promo during UFC 272? I was hyped. I mean, I didn't really have a crazy reaction because this is the fight that we speculated for how long now? It's a fight that we wanted. I was really excited. 273 in general, but I didn't really have a reaction to the trailer itself. Okay, here we go. This is what we're gonna do. Okay, hello Joey. What's up, Homework? What's up, man? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing very well, my friend. I always appreciate you guys who pretty much join every single stream. I mean, you guys know who you are. I don't need to name you specifically, but you guys are here for every single stream, and I appreciate it very, very much. GT Share, thank you for, I guess you renewed your membership is what it is probably. I see you got your 2nd tier badge, man. Appreciate you very much. And thank you for being a member. I love seeing that Jose Aldo gif. If anybody else, let me pull that up real quick. If anybody else wants to become a member, we discuss MMA in the members only Discord every single day. Every single day. You get a badge next to your name, and you get a bunch of custom emojis. Here's the link in the chat if anybody wants to sign up. It costs $3 a month. You can cancel anytime. And if you sign up for 1 month, you will always be a part of the Discord chat, which I think is worth it in itself. And you also get extra live streams for now. So I put the link in the description, but I also just posted it in the chat. So if you want to click on it and become a member while we're on live stream, your name will also pop up right here somewhere. So Sinister, what's going on, man? How are you doing, man? How are you doing? How's everything going? I hope you're doing well, and I hope everybody in your family's doing well as well. Keep out. What's up, MMA Joe? What's going on? Keep out, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. If you were UFC, best way to use Masvidal and make money is putting him in fun fights. Masvidal was never that good, but people seem to like him, so there's still money to be made with him. I disagree. I think Masvidal has always been good, and I think a lot of people are going to pretend that Jorge Masvidal is completely washed and kind of discredit Colby's win. I will not be one of those people. I think Masvidal's on a bit of a decline, but I don't think he's fallen off a cliff. I think he's still a salvageable welterweight. I think he can win some fights at welterweight. And I do have, for those of you guys who did not hear it, because I'm reading, I just seen Fight Life Nation's question. I'll get to it in a second. But if I were best way to use, but I do have a video coming out. I'm rendering it right now. It's actually just finished rendering, or might have. I forgot I have the thing muted. I don't know why I said it like that. I'm uploading the Masvidal video as we speak, and I'm going to be releasing it as we end this stream. So I'm going to go upload it right now. Title the video, what's next for Jorge Masvidal after his loss at UFC 272 to Colby Covington? Something along those lines. Finally seen Batman. How did you like it, French fries? I really, really enjoyed it. I like the low scale of it. You know, it wasn't this big, crazy superhero movie like most of superhero movies are. It was very small scale. I really enjoyed it. How do you see a match between Mitchell and Ortega playing out? Both with excellent wrestling. I love that matchup. I think it's a super compelling fight. I would probably lean Brian Ortega right now, just because, you know, Ortega's just more experienced against high-level competition. I think he probably wins when a sloppy takedown attempt, he locks up a guillotine. How do you guys see? How do you guys see a Bryce Mitchell versus Brian Ortega fight going? I would love to know. I would love to know that one. Masvidal just needs to seriously train. I think he is seriously training. He's competing against a top level. Off the top of your head, who do you think Masvidal will fight next? I don't need to do that, Fight Life, and I think I already referenced this before. But I do have a video coming out with 5 potential opponents. 5 for Jorge Masvidal. It's a 14-minute video. You can check it out after this. The more I think about it, the more I get excited for Volkanovski Zombie. Should be a fun fight. Should be a very fun fight for sure. What's going on, Mazza? Hope you're doing well. MMA Joey, where are you from originally? What European country? Are you Russian? No, I'm not. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and that's where I was born. That's a weird question. Why do you think I'm from a European country? Street Judas should be cut. That was an embarrassing performance. Little too long for me. Okay, that's what she said. But yeah, it was a 3-hour movie. But I don't think Masvidal should be embarrassed of that performance. Colby Covington is an elite level welterweight with elite level wrestling, and Masvidal did very good in some exchanges defending takedowns. So I still think it was a solid performance for Jorge. I just think, I think it's less about, sorry, I messed up this message. I just realized. I just think that Colby was that much better for sure. Big Blunts, thank you for the $5 donation, my friend. Greatly appreciate you. Means a lot. All goes back into the channel. The fact that you guys are willing to donate to me is just insane to me. It all goes into making the channel better. Eventually, I want to go full-time doing this channel. I would love to do it. We're going to just keep going, keep making content, keep trying to get better. GT Share, and I actually hold on, let me go find this real quick. GT Share said in the members only Discord last night, Joey has the best. I don't know why I couldn't read that for a second. Joey has the best post fight stream. The major MMA news streams are so stale in comparison. I appreciate you guys so much. It's just insane to me that you guys enjoy watching this content so much, that you guys are here for every stream, that you guys can't wait for the post fight, that you guys are, every single day. There's so many of us talking in the members Discord. If it never grew another member and we didn't have one more person in the Discord, it wouldn't matter to me. I mean, obviously, the goal was to grow it up, but it's already at such a great level. We have a great community in there, and we have a lot of fun discussing all the breaking news in there. Appreciate you again, Big Blunts. Thank you for the $5 donation. If Hamzat gets by Burns, I think he beats both Colby and Jorge. I think Hamzat already beats Jorge. And I would, it's as the days go by, I start to favor Hamzat more and more. I would favor Hamzat over Colby as well. When you don't have to worry about the threat of the takedown, you're able to strike more freely. And I don't believe that Hamzat has to worry about the threat of the takedown from Colby or Usman. It's debatable, which is why we want to see those fights. But I still am not high on Colby striking, and I still am not high on Usman striking. I guess he meant like where your family 8 generations ago came from. I'm not even sure on that one. I'm not sure. I don't know. But I thank you for trying to explain. Bryce should either fight Giga or Ige, in my opinion. The UFC's like Giga. They won't do that to him. I'm sure they'll make the Ige fight. Ige is fighting... Who is Ige fighting? I can't think of it now. I know he has a fight, but I can't remember who's it against. Movsar Evelev is that's who Dan Ige is fighting next. So Dan Ige is fighting an up and coming contender. If not, that wouldn't be a bad matchup. But I think Bryce Mitchell will find some type of matchup. I mean, the featherweight division is really good, but a lot of fights are already kind of made. Let me work on this. I gotta type this title and description for the video. Let me actually just next turn this on. Next. None of the above. I'm finishing all the details for my new video coming out. So I'll release it at the end of this stream. Best for viewer. Most recent upload. End screen. New unlisted. So now I have that video ready to go. Jorge should be fighting strikers only. Pointless. Joe, him to fight wrestler. Same situation as Tony. Yes, exactly. So I think it's just time to make fun fights for him. And that may be, I have a list of 5 opponents. I'm not going to confirm or deny any of them. But if you would like to guess, I have 5 opponents. Try to send it all in one message. Try to guess the 5 opponents that I have for Jorge Masvidal next. If you want to, try to guess it. I would love for you guys to try to guess it. Put it all in one message so I can see who's guessing what. Let me do this real quick. Okay, we got that there. Ige was already okay. Oh, my fault. I forgot. Tony did fight Gaethje, and it was all striking. Very true. Very true. Fight Life Nation, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for every dollar goes back into this channel, trying to make it better, trying to do anything I possibly can do to make this channel better. Thank you so much, Fight Life Nation, man. Appreciate it. Thoughts on Umar Nurmagomedov going forward? To be honest, I have the same thoughts on him that I did before the fight. It really didn't change at all. It's just another notch on the belt for him. Umar Nurmagomedov is legit. I'm not one of these people that buys into names because of their relation to other people. I'm not at all. I never do it. If anything, I'm biased against them, thinking they're not very good. Just because they get hype off of being related or training with someone. We had the Israel Adesanya Blood Diamond situation. Umar is great everywhere. He's primarily a striker, which is just insane to me. You know, just typically the Dagestanis have that crazy Russian grappling, amazing head kicks. Absolutely. I mean, I know the commentary team was talking about, I talked about it on my pre-fight, has some super fast head kicks, has great hands, has good power, has great grappling and submissions. And on top of that, you know, he's super fast. He's super young. I mean, there's nothing not to like about Umar Nurmagomedov. The only thing that I can say as a bit of a knock on him is the division is and that's not really a knock on him. It's a very tough division. Bantamweight is a filthy division. There's so many great guys even outside the top 15. So it's kind of hard to break through there. But I think Umar Nurmagomedov, as it stands right now, I have been and I will continue to be all aboard the Umar Nurmagomedov hype train. And I think he breaks into that top 15, maybe even this year. And he even came out and said, you know, I'm willing to turn around 2 weeks from now if the UFC needs me. I want to fight. So, gotta respect it. Can't wait to see who he fights next. And, you know, he looked phenomenal at UFC 272. Looks phenomenal. Brian Kelleher isn't the elite of the elite, but he's a manageable opponent. But he was a decent test, you know, in his second fight. You know, arguably, you know, who knows? You know, we sit here and complain on numerous occasions about how Sean O'Malley's not fighting anyone. Let me see who he's fought again. I would say Brian Kelleher. Brian Kelleher is better than any win on Sean O'Malley's resume right now. There you go. You heard it from me. I think Brian Kelleher is I guess he would be on par with Raulian Paiva. So I guess you know, I'm not trying to be biased here, because when I talk about his resume being garbage, it's more or less he's been in the UFC for how many fights and doesn't have any great wins. I would say Brian Kelleher is on the level of Raulian Paiva. Brian Kelleher is better than Chris Montino, better than Thomas Almeida at the point in time that Sean O'Malley fought him, in my opinion. Better than Eddie Wineland, better than Jose Alberto Quintones, better than Andre Sukumata, I think is how you pronounce his name. Better than all these guys. The only one that I think would be able to compete with Brian Kelleher is probably Raulian Paiva, and I would probably pick Brian Kelleher in that one if he did fight him. Let's continue. I don't know why I even brought that up, but it was just in his second fight, he's fighting better competition than O'Malley's fought in his 8-fight UFC career, which is just insane to me. By the way, guys, if you have not liked the stream yet, do me a favor and like the stream. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's see. Keep out said, or no, hold on. Let's go. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm falling behind here. Which are you most excited for 273? It has to be Hamzat Chimaev versus Gilbert Burns. An amazing stylistic matchup. That is the fight that I'm most excited for. But it's right up there with Aljamain Sterling and Petr Yan. I'm actually going to make a video. One of the first few videos that I made on the channel were like kind of grading pay-per-view cards. So I might do that for 273 this week. But Hamzat Chimaev is the fight I'm most excited for, probably. Nate Diaz, Nick Diaz, Conor McGregor, Thompson, Santiago Ponzinibbio. That's what Tom guesses. Do you think the UFC is more likely to put Holland against Shavkat or Leach? I don't think they're going to put him against Shavkat. That ain't going to be good for Kevin Holland at all. Tony, Connor, Nate, Luque, and maybe Leon if he loses to Usman. Just a guess. Fair enough. Diaz, Ferguson, Connor, Poirier, Bilal. Good guesses. Do you still want to see Masvidal versus Leon Edwards 2-piece in Minnesota? Who wins that fight? I would love to see that fight. For me, I'd lean Leon Edwards. He's just too well-rounded, but I think it's a winnable fight for both guys. Jorge, Diaz, McGregor, Luque, Stevenson, and Brady. Okay. What's up, Fast? Hope you're doing well. Thoughts on Guru? What about Guru? What are you trying to say, Cyber? I haven't seen too much of him other than kind of, the little stuff that you sent of clips of him. Umar will probably get into the top 15 easily. Other than that, it's too early to tell. Yes, too early to tell, I would agree. But I think he's a top 15 fighter. Some of these guys, you just see them, and even though they're not fighting legit competition, you just know. Okay. I mean, imagine how big of... I know they would never book it. Imagine Umar Nurmagomedov versus Sean O'Malley next. Piotr Jan only loss is similar to a guy like Umar. I think Umar gives Piotr Jan problems. Not saying he would win for sure though. Yeah, it's too early to tell. I mean, his skills look phenomenal, but we have to see them tested against a legit competition. That is something you will hear from me time and time again. I'm very high on Umar, like I've said multiple times, but it's still one of those things where we have to pump the brakes a little bit because of the fact that he only has 2 fights in the UFC, and the best win he has is Brian Kelleher, which is a decent win. It's a serviceable win, but we have to see him kind of test it a little bit more. Piotr Jan only lost a similar guy like Umar. I think Umar gives Piotr Jan problems already. Not saying he would win for sure. Piotr Jan won his fights, robbery. Early prediction on how Burns Hamzat will go. I never watched Burns fight, so I'm not sure. So if you're not super familiar with Burns has good cardio. He has power in his hands, but he's not particularly an amazing striker, but he's a good striker. Has decent takedowns, not some crazy great wrestler. And he has very good jiu-jitsu and submissions, but he's not like a Charles Oliveira submission guy. For me, I think Gilbert Burns is a little bit undersized. Initially, when this fight was talked about a while ago, I initially favored Gilbert Burns. But as I started to think about it a little bit more, I just think Hamzat Chimaev will be able to stuff the takedown of Gilbert Burns. I think Gilbert Burns' best path to victory is maybe a takedown and a submission. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think most likely Hamzat keeps it on the feet. Gilbert Burns is a tad bit chinny, and I think Hamzat Chimaev is probably going to either win a decision by outstriking him or KO him. I mean, the power that I saw in that Gerald Meerschaert fight was nasty. And then also on top of that, we haven't seen a lot of striking from Hamzat Chimaev, but what we've seen, the fundamentals of Hamzat Chimaev's striking appears to be very good. So it's not, there's only kind of anecdotal evidence, but I think Hamzat Chimaev will easily be able to keep it on the feet if he so chooses. I think the only one taking it to the ground is Hamzat if he wants to, but I don't think that's a smart decision. But maybe I'm wrong. And I think he'll keep it on the feet, and I think he will be able to win the striking battle. But all just super subjective, all early prediction. I got to go back and watch tape, and I'm really looking forward to that one. But there you go. There's a quick synopsis of Gilbert Burns' skill set. But I just think he's going to be too small. I think he's going to be undersized. I think Hamzat's too strong. I think Hamzat's striking is probably on par with his, if not better. And I think he's definitely going to have more power. And on top of that, Gilbert is a tidbit chinny. So, guys, if you're watching the stream right now and you're not subscribed, go subscribe and turn on notifications. We have to have subscriber-only questions because we have too many trolls, stuff like that. So I have to have subscriber-only questions. So if you subscribe, you're able to submit questions. So go ahead and do that. Dustin already mentally tapped out. I don't want to see a Dustin versus Colby fight. How would a Colby Burns fight go? That'd be a very interesting fight, to be honest. Colby versus Burns would be super interesting. I probably favor Burns over Colby because I don't think Colby's going to want to take Burns down. And I think Burns, having the jiu-jitsu and submission threat, he has to worry a little less about the takedown coming from Colby. So I think it's primarily a striking battle, and I think Burns has better striking. So I would pick Burns either to outstrike him, win a decision, or potentially TKO him. Or Colby gets frustrated with the striking. He tries to mix in the grappling, and maybe he gets guillotined. The only way I'd probably see Colby winning that fight is if the fight goes all 5 rounds and eventually Gilbert starts to gas out. But Gilbert's shown a good gas tank. He's gone 5 rounds before with Tyron Woodley, and Colby taking over in those later rounds and maybe getting rounds, 2, 3, or 3, 4, and 5. Colby might have the most underrated chin and recovery. I don't know. A lot of people talk about it a lot. I talked about it a bit last night. Great chin and great recovery. I don't want to be rude, but I don't understand everyone's infatuation with, he gets mentioned on this channel in Discord more than Piotr Jan. I know he's popular, but he's a goof. Yeah, Cyber loves him, man. Cyber loves him. Cyber's always talking about him. Luque versus Muhammad 2, early prediction. I got to go with Luque. I think he outstrikes him, but Muhammad's made a lot of improvements. Hamzat is going to win. Too big and strong for Gilbert. Okay. Hot take, Gilbert is second best in the welterweight division, not Colby, and I think Hamzat will take that rank at 273. I basically just said the same thing. So I think Colby beats Burns, but Edwards beats Colby. I think Colby beats Burns, but Edwards beats Colby. I think Colby would be more likely to beat Edwards than Burns. Title shot for Hamzat if he beats Burns? Absolutely. But if it's going to be a while, I wouldn't mind seeing Hamzat versus Colby. Have you seen his second channel? No, I have not. What are we looking at? We really got to stop posting that stuff on the Discord, though. We really got to stop posting that stuff because, why are we talking about? I get it, but I get what you were proving the point there. But for me, it's like almost like I don't like to even talk about certain things that we'll talk about it a little bit later. But have you seen the training videos between Till and Hamzat? A little bit. What's up, bro? What's up? People think Hamzat out wrestling Till is impressive because Till is a weight class higher, but could you argue Hamzat is bigger than him? I agree. Wouldn't mind seeing Colby at 155. Supposedly he's never going to 55. What lightweight would do the best at welterweight, and who would you see beating in that weight class? Great question. Great question. UFC rankings. What lightweight would do the best at welterweight? I don't think any of them. To be quite honest. It's probably Dos Anjos, and we've seen what happened to him at welterweight. I don't see any of these guys doing well at welterweight. Maybe Islam Makhachev. Probably. We're gonna have to ban a certain word. We're gonna have to ban a certain word on the Discord and in the chat. You can ban certain words from even being mentioned to go to Fight Life Nation's point. But yeah, I think RDA or Islam Makhachev, but we've seen what happened to RDA already, and it is what it is. Let me real quick type something. I'm getting my video ready still. I'm just typing a description. I'll be releasing a video for Jorge Masvidal of what's next for him, and I'm going to get it ready. I'm going to release it at the end of the stream, and I'll post it in the stream for you guys to check out. If you want, keep the questions coming. I greatly appreciate you guys. Predict. Gotta type. Okay, guys. Continue to submit questions and comments. I'm surprised. There's a lot of people in here. There's about 40 people in the stream right now. Dustin doesn't have a path back to the lightweight. He's already said he wants to go to 170 and fight the easiest fight, Soy Boy Diaz. Why not fight number one contender? By the way, Colby would beat Burns 50-45. I disagree. Dustin's going to lose to Colby. We all know it, so I wouldn't take it either. Hi, Joey. Hi, everybody. What's up, Kevin? Everybody say hi to Kevin. Everybody in the chat right now type, hi, Kevin. Kind of impressive that Chimaev is already fighting number 2 ranked fighter at his 11th fight. Yeah, we've seen the UFC wanted to book it with Leon Edwards, and Leon Edwards was ranked top guy at the time. So they want to fast track Hamzat to a title. I love when I tell everyone to say something. Everyone's like, hi, Kevin. Everyone do it. That's my favorite thing about the chat now. Kind of, okay, Colby has just numerous times he won't fight at 155. Just clarifying for people who don't know, it will never happen. Everyone's spamming the chat with hi, Kevin. How far? Hold on. I don't understand why Colby talks fabricated shit. Like, what's the point? Where's the end goal? He wants to get people's attention, and I guess it's been working for him. Who'd be the champ in the hypothetical 165-pound division? Somebody would end up cutting weight to 165 and winning anyway. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe Gilbert Burns? I'll say Gilbert Burns. How far will Song Yadong go? I don't think he'll go too far. I think he probably loses to Marlon. Joey, do you think eggs are overrated? Yes. I got pissed watching Jalen Turner fight. Dude is main weight bully, shaking my head. Good game, though, but Malarkey's just way too small. Yeah, but heavyweight isn't welterweight. Big ups to Kevin. What's up, Kevin? Hi, Kevin. What's good, Kevin? What's up, Kevin? Hi, Kevin. Hi, Kevin. We got to start calling everyone a weight bully. Yeah, it's a common theme that happens. I think it's used a little bit too much. I'm ready for April, so am I. Do you think Dana is making Nate wait until Conor is ready to fight? I don't know. I don't know if Dana's waiting for that. Could be. It could be. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, there's a lot of big fights they could do with Nate Diaz, for sure. But who knows? Who knows what they will? Who knows what Nate's next fight will be? I mean, Nate's got literally unlimited options for Nate Diaz. The UFC can book him against anyone, and it's going to do very well. And I think the UFC should book him ASAP. But also, I think the UFC is kind of, booked up right now. And I think they want to use Nate in a co-main event or main event, most likely. I doubt they're going to put him on. Maybe they put him on 274, 275. I'd love to see him add it to 273. He wants to fight ASAP. He was willing to fight at 272. He's willing to fight at 271. Put him on 273. It's a month away. Why not? Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm just finishing this up. I'll have a video coming out at the end of this stream, and I got to finish it. I just got to make a thumbnail right now in a second, but I already have pretty much it ready to go. Colby called out Masvidal for 3 years and whooped him. Therefore, it's been calling out Poirier for years and well knows he can whoop Dustin as well. Wasn't Conor a weight bully at 145? Sure. Are you mad Bryce dropped Barboza in the stand-up? You thought his stand-up was ass? It was no. Why would I be mad? I'm glad you brought this up. I am so glad you brought this up because there is so many people that are literally so sensitive that they are upset and disturbed because they said something that ended up turning out to necessarily been wrong. And I'll actually refute that in a second because I think you're actually wrong there. But I come on here for fun. I give my analysis for fun. I don't care if I happen to be wrong, I'm wrong. Obviously, would I prefer to be right? Yes. But I tell you guys my opinion. I hate people that constantly 100% of the time sit on the fence or hedge their bets so they can say, oh, I said this was going to happen, I said that was going to happen, blah, blah, blah. In a person with a normal self-esteem and a person who's not overly sensitive, I don't care if I'm wrong. You see a lot of these people who talk about stuff and they say, oh, I'm picking this guy to win, I'm picking that guy to win, but it's a very close fight, I'm 50-50, blah, 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 blah. And then when a guy that they picked loses, they then make a million excuses for why they lost. Whether the UFC rigged it, or the judges were on the payroll, or the judges were terrible, or it was because of an eye poke, or shots to the back of the head. And they're so sensitive about being wrong that they have to make excuses for why they were wrong. I will never be sorry for being wrong. I will never be sensitive for being wrong. And I will openly talk about, like I talked about last night for 20 minutes or 15 minutes, about being wrong about the Barboza Mitchell fight. I have no problem talking about it. It doesn't matter. Why would I even care about that? Why would I be mad that I looked at two fighters, I gave my analysis online for fun, for other people to watch and enjoy and take for what they want from it? Why would I then be mad about being wrong? I actually enjoy deciphering why I'm wrong sometimes, okay? I don't claim to be some crazy expert that knows absolutely everything in the world. I just want to talk about MMA and give my opinions for fun, for entertainment purposes. I have no problem. Bryce Mitchell, super interesting contender within the featherweight division. Can't wait to see his next fight. Beating Barboza is a massive win. So we have some more fun within the featherweight division. It's all good. It's all good. But to refute your point, and this is not because I care one way or another, he dropped him in the stand-up, not because his stand-up was excellent, because Barboza was worried about the takedown. So let's get that straight right there. Does the UFC book Diaz without making him sign a new contract? Absolutely not. Do you think Nate versus Conor is 100% going to happen? No, I do not. I think Nate has a million fights, and so does Conor. But it should happen eventually. How will Ankalaev continue in light heavyweight? I think he will smash Santos next week. I think Ankalaev is the future of the light heavyweight division. Do you think Dana could make weight 145 pounds? No. I'm so tired of seeing Nate Diaz and Conor fight. It's only been twice, and it hasn't happened for 5-6 years. The last time they fought was 6 years ago, bro. Calm down. Ankalaev versus Glover would be interesting. Wonder who would get the better of the wrestling. I think Ankalaev wins that fight. And if you get, by the way, back to the other topic. If any of you guys out there get sensitive when you get a pick wrong, you need to reevaluate life, okay? There's more important things going on in the world. We're sitting here talking about MMA for fun. So if it gets you worked up to get a pick wrong, I think, you might need to see a therapist. Did you watch the post-fight interview yesterday? Kevin Iole needs to get slapped the way he was talking back to Colby. Okay, how old are you? I just turned 29. Nate will be the next Usman card co-main event. Fair enough. I think that'll be in June or July. He's 20. Okay, there you go. A nice new subscriber here. Awesome. Glad you found the channel, Dixie Normus. I read that intentionally because I knew what you were trying to say there. Legendary name for sure. I'm named after my grandmother. I wish I could bet this fight, but the odds were so bad. What would be the best backup for the London main event? I have no clue. Tom Aspinall versus Tai Tuivasa would be the best backup for me. Exactly, bro. You give an honest opinion based on your analysis. All the MMA YouTubers have no balls to pick a winner or loser, and they sit on the fence constantly. And then when they are wrong, they make constant excuses. Well, the guy I picked would have won if it wasn't for an eye poke. It's annoying. It's actually quite annoying. Jalen Turner is something special. How did I lose my spot? Jalen Turner is something special. Can't wait to see who he fights next. The MMA community is very toxic sometimes. Agreed. I didn't insinuate you were mad. I only asked because I remember your prediction. You were clowning on Bryce. I wasn't clowning on Bryce at all. I was giving my assessment of what I saw so far within their careers. It had nothing to do with Bryce personally. Was not clowning on him. I just don't think his striking is that good. But again, there's plenty of guys who grappling and the threat of the takedown makes up for their striking. The odds maker are never right. Jamal Hill. Dixie Normus says Jamal Hill, Ankalaev, Shavkat, Thug Nasty, Davaliashvili are all possible title contenders. Having your opponents worry about takedowns is part of having good stand-up. Okay. Another night at work watching Joey. Easy money. I am happy that you're making some easy money right now. Appreciate you, DAA. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody watching this right now. Guys, how is there only 20 likes on this stream and there's 40 people in here? If you have not already, please like the stream. If you enjoy these streams, make sure to like it. Helps push it out and get more people in here. We're already 40 minutes into the stream right now, guys. 40 minutes into the stream. Insane to me. Absolutely insane. So, and let me go save this. All I have to do right now is look for a picture of Jorge Masvidal now. And I think I might already have one saved on my computer. Of one of him looking defeated. Because now he's lost 3 in a row. Insanity. Poor Jorge Masvidal. He went on that run in 2019 and then 3-fight losing streak. Who would have thought? I was there the last time Jorge Masvidal had a win. That's how long it's been. And I haven't been to an event in years. So, having your opponent worry about okay, read that already. If Ankalaev didn't tap and just risk going to sleep with 1 second left on the clock versus Paul Craig, he'd be undefeated right now. I forgot about that fight. Colby hates John Morgan but who was the other reporter he attacked during the press conference? Kevin Iole, from what I understand. I mean, it's a fact that Bryce Mitchell's striking sucks. Fair enough. Let me see something real quick. Oh my God. Do you gamble on UFC fights? Very rarely. Very, very rarely. I'm not much of a gambler, honestly. I know a lot of people are. A lot of people who watch this channel are. But for me, it's never really appeased me too much to gamble. It almost, I feel like it ruins for me. I know some people it makes it a lot funner, but it almost kind of makes me not enjoy the fights as much because I don't like, there's these big companies who if we lose, we're giving our money to. I don't know why I said monies. Uh, and that's not something I like to do. I'd rather gamble $20 with a friend, straight bet. I got 20 on this guy, you got 20 on that guy. Winner gets $20 or $50 or whatever. I don't like saying, you know what? If I lose, if I'm wrong about this prediction, I'm going to give some mega $1 million company all my money. I don't like that at all. And I just never been super into it, but occasionally. Maybe one day. Personally, person one, Kevin Ioli, he posted an article basically saying Colby is a fraud who never deserved a title shot and basically calling him a diva and the audacity to tell Colby he didn't do shit. Colby is a diva, though. I didn't read the article, though, so I have no idea what you're talking about. At least Jorge is losing to the champ and #1 contender. Do you think letting Raf versus Moicano was not worth continuing? Exactly. It should have been stopped. Should have been stopped. Disgusting. Failure of the referee, failure of the doctor, and failure of his corner. I'm disgusted with them all. I am disgusted with each and every one of them. I just don't see why the fight needed to continue at all. It was unnecessary. It was really unnecessary. There was no reason. The fight was over. I don't know why it needed to continue. The ref should have stopped it. The doctor should have stopped it. And his corner should have stopped it. There was no reason. There was no reason to continue that fight. Whew. Give me 1 second. It's actually hard to multitask, to read these questions and then continue to try to work on something. And it's not like I'm doing very much. I'm just finishing this up so that I can post it when I leave here. Effects. I tell you guys this all the time. You record a 15-minute video, and it takes a lot longer than you would think to do it. To actually make the video itself, between making title, description, thumbnail. I'm downloading the thumbnail now. I'm going to my channel. Okay, back to questions, guys. Back to questions. Masvidal looked old to me. He looked a little bit slower last night as well. But it just could have been, the wearing on his arms. I mean, the grappling was initiated very early. UFC 273 time. Can't wait. Agree. Who should Derek Brunson fight next? I have no clue. Derek Brunson versus... I hate to match him up with Paulo Costa. Jack Hermanson. I don't think they've fought before. When was Jorge Masvidal's last win? Was it against Ben Askren? No, he beat Nate Diaz after that. Do you think UFC 273 is stacked in your opinion? Yes, and I will be making a video about that soon. Bryce is going to do some damage in that division. Lots of non-grapplers, almost like when Khabib came up against strikers. Fair enough. I can't wait to see him matched up against some of the really elite of the elite in the division. Edson Barboza was a solid win, for sure. December 2019. It was November of 2019. I was there. Awesome take on the Barboza this weekend, Joe. No problem. Anytime, Earth Rocker. 273 is looking way better than 274. 274 needs some big help, for sure. Masvidal did lose to the champ twice, and now the #1 contender. Would you like to see Bryce versus Giga? Yes, that'd be a fun fight. Bryce versus Giga would be a lot of fun, and a lot of other guys are matched up. Joey, did you skip my comment? I didn't see a comment, so just repost it, man. I don't see it anywhere. I just scrolled up, and I don't see it. But Bryce versus Giga would be a lot of fun because Giga has trouble dealing with pressure, as we saw in his last fight against Calvin Kattar. But he has great striking. But I would love to see his grappling and his ability to withstand that pressure tested against Bryce Mitchell. I mean, sign me up 100% for that fight. Colby only does ESPN required interviews and a few guys on the side. He does it with Kevin Ioli, talks too much and messed that up for him. Just sounds to me like a little bit too sensitive. Do you agree with Rodriguez-Yan decision? Yes, but it was very close. Agreed, didn't need to be stopped. Agreed that didn't need to be stopped. I think you meant did need to be stopped. Maybe it's because I have it in top chat. Sorry, guys. I have it in top chat. I'll change it in a second. Hold on. So if I missed your question, just resend it here in a second. I'm going to switch to live chat. Sorry, guys. I'm going to go back. Okay. And now I'm in live chat. Did you agree with Rod? Okay, read that. Thoughts on Jalen Turner's performance? Great win. He looked amazing. Can't wait to see who they match him up with next. I think, there's a lot of great options in the lightweight division. I came up with a couple of them, but I don't remember them off the top of my head right now. But I think Jalen Turner looked really, really solid. Really, really solid. Can't wait to see who he fights next. And I'm going to keep an eye out on him. Lightweight division needs some fresh meat. I know the lightweight division is very good, but you look at some of these guys. Outside of Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje getting up there in age, not particularly old. Dustin Poirier up there in age. Islam Makhachev, okay. Benil Dariush getting up there in age. Michael Chandler getting up there in age. Dos Anjos up there in age. Tony Ferguson up there in age. Conor McGregor, losing streak, probably only fighting fun fights. Gregor Gillespie's like 35 and he fights like a half a time a year. Rafael Fiziev, great new contender on the come up. Arman Sarukian, great new contender on the come up. Mateus Gamrot, awesome new contender on the come up. Brad Riddell, great new contender on the come up. We need some of that fresh meat to then fill out the top 10 of the division, and it's slowly creeping up there. Slowly creeping up there for sure. So Jalen Turner, if he can crack that top 15, would be an awesome addition. People don't throw in the towel for MMA because these guys have an average of 20 fights in their career. Boxing guys have 50 fights, so they just throw in the towel, no regrets. Okay. I wish it would become more standard in MMA. Jorge Masvidal is similar to Tony Ferguson. Both guys' last wins were in 2019. Both 3-fight losing streak. Very, very, very similar. Very, very similar. I may have talked about that in my video. Sounds like Tony Chandler will be... So, Torrin Brown, make sure you check out my video that I'm going to release at the end of this stream. Sounds like Tony Chandler will be on UFC 274. Will John Morgan ever accomplish the 10 push-ups? I doubt it. I don't think he wants to do it. I mean, I wouldn't let Colby tell me what to do. If I was him, I'd just leave and not cover him. I mean, he's not going to... it's not going to affect him. Joey, if Hamzat wins versus Burns, do you think Colby would take the fight? Probably, I would guess. But Hamzat's getting a title shot if he beats Burns. Yeah, Joey, you skipped my comment. Homework. Instead of saying skip my comment, just type the comment again. I tried to find it. I could not find it. I'm sorry, my friend. Derek Brunson should fight retirement next. Facts. Joey, here's the thing. Here's the thing. No one's talking. Did Darren Till mess up Tom Aspinall's career since he declined the main event, the London card? As you know, Tom Aspinall says he doesn't want to be all hype and take it slow, okay? I would love to see John Morgan trim some of that extra weight and give Colby 10 push-ups would be a great moment, okay? I wouldn't even necessarily care about that, but I'm glad to see that's what some people do care about. Actually surprising me. Mitchell won one for Trailer Park. Barboza's chin is suspect as usual. Should Greg Hardy be cut? It was the last fight on his contract. I don't think John Morgan could do 10 push-ups even if he wanted to. Why are we still talking about John Morgan's push-ups? Is Cowboy Oliveira's career over? Nah, he's still a fun fighter. I said, did Taryn Dill mess up? Okay, well, I just read it, man. I just read that. I just remember reading that just now. So, since he declined the main event on London, as you know, Tom doesn't want to be a hype train. Take it slow. Now the UFC is throwing him Volk. No, I think Aspinall can beat Volk. So, no. Yeah, I did need to be stopped. I saw some comments saying Masvidal was robbed last night. Unreal. Yeah, for some reason, when certain people lose that people want to win for whatever reason, they make a bunch of excuses and, say, oh, well, this guy won because of this and back of the head shots and the ref shouldn't have stopped it and eye pokes and just complain. It happens every single fight card. It's just more prevalent with the bigger the fight is. Barboza got chinned because he's always worried about the takedown. Yes. Jalen Turner versus Damir Ismagulov. Winner fights someone in the top 15. I love that fight. Oliveira versus Gaethje. Who you got? I got Oliveira. I love that fight. Joanna better not fight Wei Lee again right away. The past 3-ish years have been so many unnecessary rematches in the rankings. I have no problem with it. That was a great fight. I wouldn't mind seeing it again. So I'm disagreeing with you there. I disagree with you there, my friend. But I also wouldn't mind Joanna versus Marina Rodriguez. That would be a great fight. Jalen Turner is going to be a problem. Let's pump the brakes a little bit on that. We need to see him tested against a grappler. So Damir Ismagulov would be a great test. Can you see Arnold Allen becoming a top 3 featherweight? I doubt it. For real, 6'3" is insane for lightweight. We absolutely need a UFC 273 reaction video. Yes, well, you will be getting it, homework. You will be getting it. John Morgan, villain origin story. Fair enough. I want to see Brunson versus Strickland. Okay, that's never going to happen, but fair enough. I was just fitting to say what division has the best contenders. Now I know what you fit in a lightweight. Now, no, I think bantamweight. Bantamweight probably does. Or definitely does. Colby's road to the title: 1, beat Luque after Luque beats Bilal. 2, beat Conor after Conor beats Masvidal. Okay? I would love Conor versus Colby. The build-up would be amazing. Would you mind if the UFC made Masvidal McGregor? No, I would not. That was my comment, by the way. I want you to know your thoughts. Darren Till might have messed up Tom's career like this. Okay, so I've seen it. I'm a Colby fan. Is he way too sensitive when it comes to reporter? Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's always crying about people being sensitive. He's clearly very, very sensitive. But it is what it is. That's his personality. Do you think Magomed Ankalaev will beat Santos? Probably, but I'll be doing a prediction video. Should be out tomorrow, hopefully. Can we talk about how Drake lost $270K? Lamau, he's got money to blow. I think he literally has a song that he says that in multiple times. I feel like every main event there are people claiming the other guy won just to get attention. Fair enough. It's all biased, you know. If the fighter that you like didn't win and it was a borderline close decision, not that I'm saying last night was nowhere near to close. So those people are delusional. But even if it was slightly competitive, people will cry about it. Should Stipe just call it quits already? He only fights once a year. Drake was paid by the website that bet the money. It probably wasn't even his. Yes. He was probably paid more than the bet was worth. Just by the website, just to promote it. Every fighter needs to stop answering John Morgan's questions unless he does his goddamn push-ups. I don't think so. John Morgan is a guy that's helped grow the sport. So I think everyone should continue to answer his questions. If Colby doesn't want to, that's his prerogative. Fair enough. He gets to do whatever he wants. The next opponent who makes sense for Umar Nurmagomedov, in your opinion? I don't know, man. I haven't really thought about that too much yet. But I would love. Let me take a look. Let me take a look at the bantamweight division. There's so many great guys at bantamweight. Maybe a Davy Grant would be a good test next. But let me take a look at some of these guys in the bantamweight division. I can't remember everybody in the bantamweight division off the top of my head. So let me take a look. But there's a lot of good tests for him. Let's see where I would still love Umar Nurmagomedov versus Jack Shore. I think Jack Shore has the fight against Timur Valiev. Let Umar fight the winner of Jack Shore versus Timur Valiev. I think that would be a great fight. I'd love to see that. I didn't get to watch your post-fight. What was your thoughts on Jan versus Marina? I had the fight for Jan, not a robbery though. I had round 1 for Jan, round 3 for Marina. Yeah, round 2 was an absolute toss-up. Could have went either way. I scored it maybe just barely for Marina, I think. Drake better hire a ghostwriter to write it. Okay, the next opponent who makes sense for Umar, in your opinion, there you go. Jack Shore, Timur Valiev, winner. But there's plenty of names. I mean, you could throw out a million names. Casey Kenny, Rafael Sunsao. Could you imagine a matchup between Umar and Said Nurmagomedov? I don't think they're related. I think they just have the same last name. Ronnie Barcelos, coming off a loss. I don't know if they want to do that one. You could do Victor Henry coming off that big win over Ronnie Barcelos. And then you start to get to creep into the top 15. But if I was making it right now, I would book him against the winner of Jack Shore versus Timur Valiev. I think it's how you pronounce his last name. That's a great fight. And they were originally scheduled to fight, so why not do it? The next opponent, okay, I just lost my spot. How did I lose my spot? I don't know. Okay, there we go. Does Kai Kara France beat Askar Askarov? I'm probably going Askar Askarov. Guy loses 80-90% of it. Yeah, there's a Drake curse in MMA. Everybody he shows up with or supports loses, always. Is Umar Nurmagomedov a problem in the bantamweight division? Definitely. I think he can crack the top 15. Do you think Tim Elliott should be deducted a point for cheating? I guess if he saw it, yes, but I didn't really see it. So no. But in a perfect world, yes, he should be deducted a point. I'm sick of guys grabbing the fence and getting away with it. I'm sick of guys grabbing the gloves and getting away with it. I'm sick of guys poking in the eye multiple times. They got their fingers out like this and getting away with it. I'm sick of 4 or 5 grunt shots in a fight and they're getting away with it. How are we ever going to curb this cheating, whether intentional or non-intentional? How are we going to curb it without deducting points? Every time someone grabs the fence, regardless of how bad it is, deduct a point. Guess what's going to happen? Guys are going to start losing fights, and in turn, they're going to start losing their paychecks, half their paychecks, and then in turn, guess what's going to stop happening? People are going to stop cheating. It happens time and time again. Look at the guy Benson Henderson fought at Bellator, constantly grabbing the fence, constantly cheating. Look at Conor in the Khabib Nurmagomedov fight back, a few years back, constantly cheating over and over and over again. And there's no incentive not to cheat because nothing ever happens. They get away with it, and it gives them advantages in fights, and it's pissing me off to no end. Barboza was cheating with his toes in the fence last night against Bryce Mitchell, was driving me nuts. And maybe it didn't affect the fight at all. And sometimes these fence grabs or, whatever it may be, don't affect the fight that much. But I don't care because there's ones that do affect the fight. We have to try to eradicate all of it. It's driving me up a wall. So there you go. Nothing better than me reading a question and then going on a 5-minute rant about something. So I'm going to continue on. But it drives me nuts. And Tim Elliott grabbing the glove, he should be held responsible for it. But it is what it is. It's over and done with now. You can't do nothing about it now. I know your thoughts on Zombie getting the title shot, but still happy he's getting last shot. I imagine imagine the upset. Okay. Tagir Ubekov had a bad performance. Agreed. I need to know who. Okay. Yeah. So you can bet the opposite. Watch Bilal somehow beat Luque in the rematch and outpoint Hamzat for the title would be hilarious. Yes, it would be. Hopefully the UFC matches Stephen Thompson up. I don't know why I read that Stephen with the striker so we can get him a win. Fair enough. Tagore is the run of the litter of the Dagestanis. Why does John Morgan always get to ask the first question? Apparently, he's the guy that always shows up first. And basically, like one of the hardest working MMA media members. So it started off like, okay, who starts off with the microphone before anybody even gets out there? Because there's someone that carries the microphone around at some of these things. So they just automatically give it to John Morgan. So when when Dana White says who's got the first question, John Morgan's already got the microphone in his hand. That's what I understand from it. To be honest, I was high watching the fight yesterday. I saw that Masvidal has weaker bones against young, angry wrestler. Are awkward because the other reporters are awkward. Joey, I agree. Should be able to ask questions, but the media members need to do better writing these articles showing favoritism to one fighter or the other. It is what it is, man. We live in too sensitive of a world, whether it's the fighters being sensitive, who are some of the most sensitive people I've ever seen, or the reporters being sensitive. If you don't want to answer the question, don't answer the question, but it is what it is. I think you're only hurting yourself, to be quite honest. Bilal got roided up. Now he's scary and very explosive. Umar versus Cody Stamann, or Stamen, however you pronounce it. I wouldn't mind that, but I would rather see Umar fight someone coming off a win. And does Paddy Pimblett ever crack the top 15? Maybe too early to tell. I said this last night, but it would seem like Marina was taking over and would have gotten finished had it been 5 rounds. I agree. 5-round fight, she would have won. Yo, Cub Swanson says he wants to move back to 135. Looked incredible his last fight. Who should we match him up with? I don't think he's going to do well at 135. I guess if you're going to match him up with someone, maybe Kyler Phillips. Match him up with Kyler Phillips. Or Sedner Magomedov. There you go. Drake is the new Chael Sonnen. Anyone else watch Dana's post-fight press conference? The last 4 questions or so were reported. The media members have 0 IQ and ask their questions even if it was already asked. And I didn't watch it, but infuriating. Why is Manuel Kopp calling for a top 5? What a joke. We need Tim Elliott versus Manuel Kopp. I would love that fight. Manuel Kopp's a hot prospect at flyweight, so I'd like to see him fight someone. Last night's card was extra dirty. Masvidal was punching an elbow into the back of the head. Colby was eye poking and punching to the back of the head as well. There was so much cheating in the main event in general. Dustin's fastest and only way to a world title is through Colby. Yeah, but Dustin's not going to beat Colby, so that's irrelevant. In terms of cheating, Drake is a casual, fair enough. How much deducted Paulo Costa point more easily than other? I don't know. It's just, there's no consistency between the referees. The refs got to be held accountable. Best believe if I'm getting away with it and I'm going to cheat for the win, the refs got to do more punishing. Agreed. Look, not that I necessarily like this, but look at the NFL. When I was really a hardcore MMA fan, they wanted to get rid of the helmet-to-helmet hits, and they started instituting a very strict 15-yard personal foul penalty every time you hit a defenseless player with a helmet-to-helmet hit. And at first it seemed like, oh my God, these guys are getting so many penalties. And then all of a sudden, boom, it started dropping off a cliff because it was really starting to have a real world impact as far as penalties. Guys were losing games. It was affecting games. So guess what? People started to learn not to do the thing they were being penalized for. So, what is the UFC taking so long to book Rose Carla? No idea. Carla got injured a while back in a grappling match. Yes, she had a nasty cut. Good to know. I didn't know John Morgan was first. Umar should fight O'Malley. I would love that matchup. Umar Nurmagomedov versus Sean O'Malley. True probably will be on 276. I gotta go. Okay. Talk to you soon, French fries. Thoughts on the UFC wanting to go to Singapore for UFC 275? That card has Glover versus Yuri and Valentina versus Santos. I don't think they've ever been there, so that's pretty cool. I don't think I can watch any Usman interview anymore. He's still saying he wants to box Canelo and rematch. I can't stand listening to Usman talk at all. The new NFL rules are awful. The game is becoming unwatchable. I don't watch too much anymore either. I don't think it's necessarily unwatchable, but for me, MMA is too much to pay attention to as it is. Are you a fan of RDA versus Masvidal for the BMF belt? No, I don't want a fake BMF belt. It's not real. It's not real. It doesn't exist. It's all nothing. It's literally nothing. So I personally do not want to see a BMF belt on the line at all. It's just not something I'm super interested in. It's just a made-up belt. If we have a really BMF, Usman would be the BMF by now, It's one of those things. Let me X out of this, X out of this, X out of this. Don't need this anymore. I always end up with a bunch of tabs open when I'm doing these streams. So, all right, guys, back to the questions. Keep putting your questions in the chat. Also, if you have not liked this stream yet, do me a favor and like the stream. I would greatly appreciate it. And also, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, we do these streams all the time. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn on notifications. I would greatly appreciate it. So the chat is extra live. I got to start doing more streams on Sundays because I think people are so starved for MMA content on Sunday because everyone's like too tired from the day before. So I think that's one of those things. Do you think Dustin Poirier will be more motivated for another title run if Justin Gaethje wins the belt? Probably, but I doubt he's going to make another run. Hopefully win, lose, or draw, Dana White and the UFC makes Donald Cerrone retire. They almost make him wear COVID helmets. Okay. No, they've been to Singapore and the cards over there starting 4:30 in the morning Eastern time. I hope they make it at a terrible time for them over there so we get it at a good time. I lost money on Joel Alvarez, 6'3" versus 5'7", unreal. I think a lot of people did. I thought Joel Alvarez was going to win that. It's crazy how little Dustin capitalized on the McGregor wins. Everyone clowns him now and he looks like a dummy for avoiding Colby after it's on site. He's going to lose the fight. I'd avoid it too if I was him. Imagine if we got RDA versus Islam last night. We could have saved Moicano's life from life-altering damage. Very true. Marina had me sweating last night. Would have killed the parlays. Did you ever mention why RDA fight was 5 rounds? Yes. It was originally 2 weeks ago. We were supposed to get RDA versus Rafael Fiziev. That fight got delayed because Fiziev had visa issues. So they moved it to UFC 272. And it was still 5 rounds because it was originally the main event. And then once Fiziev pulled out, they plugged in Moicano and they said, okay, we're just going to leave it 5 rounds. I don't know why they did it. It was a terrible decision by the UFC. And Moicano took entirely too much damage. He was just completely failed by everyone. He was failed by everyone. The UFC should have never made it 5 rounds. The referee should have stopped the fight. The corner should have stopped the fight. And the doctor should have stopped the fight. Hell, if I was in the crowd, I think I would have stopped the fight. I would have probably got kicked out of the event. I would have jumped in the cage. I would have thrown in a towel. I would have done something. Jeez Louise, Moicano took life and career-altering damage. And I'm not one of these guys that's constantly crying about this, but there was nothing to prove. The guy was beaten. And people are going to use the couple shots that Moicano landed at the end. Oh, he landed a couple shots on RDA in the 5th round, and he still had gas. Oh, yeah, the corner was right not to stop it. The ref was right not to stop it. That doesn't mean shit. The dude took entirely too much damage, 10 minutes of damage, and RDA was pulling punches in the 5th round. No one will ever convince me otherwise. RDA was taking it light on him in the 5th round for portions of the 5th round. This is something that's going to slow Moicano down in the future. This is something that's going to affect him. I don't think he should probably fight for the rest of the year. And it just sucks. All for no reason. All for no reason. Let's continue. The NFL has manipulated outcomes, in my opinion. Okay, I'm ready for them to drop the BMF rankings. You got to be a BMF, though. What country produces the best grapplers? Probably, is Dagestani a country? I mean, Dagestan, that's a country, right? I don't even know. You think UFC would really rebook the Islam Beneil fight? If the timing is right, yes. Imagine Aljo beats Jan by rear naked choke. That'd be crazy. Moicano is a savage, but they should have let him go on short notice for 5 rounds. Should have made it 3. I have no idea why they kept it 5 rounds. It was completely unnecessary to keep it for 5 rounds. So, do you think UFC is trying to hype Bryce Mitchell? I mean, I guess they I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't really seem like they're really behind him, but I mean, it seems like he's a fan favorite at this point. It's not fair to make O'Malley versus Umar. Okay. Imagine you threw something in the cage while Moicano was taking a beating. Yeah, I'd been arrested. They made a fake excuse to move the fight to 272 because the card needed help, and then backfired when Fiziev caught COVID. Exactly. I talked about it in the post-fight last night, Goat. I have a conspiracy theory that they did that on purpose because they said it was visa issues. The fight was moved on a Sunday so Saturday we're supposed to fight. The Sunday prior is when they moved Fiziev to 272. On Tuesday, Fiziev was in the country. And they said, oh, it's visa issues. It's visa issues. He could have fought. They moved it to UFC 272 because they needed help because UFC 272's main card was trash. So I'm glad somebody else saw that too. I don't know about career-altering damage, but yeah, it definitely could have been stopped early. Dude, we've seen it time and time again. Guys that take these prolonged beatings, it alters them. Look at JDS. Watch JDS pre-second Kane fight and watch JDS after the third Kane fight. The dude is completely different. His face is different. His speed is different. His skill is just different all around. Career-altering beating. Would TJ have a chance against Petr Yan with a clinch-heavy approach? I guess so. Dan Hardy had been freaking out during the Moicano beatdown. Moicano looking like Jared Leto in Fight Club last night. Jared Leto's in Fight Club? I don't think Jared Leto's in Fight Club, but okay. Maybe I missed that. RDA is a scumbag for taking powers off his shots. You could have just put him away earlier. Would have been less accumulated damage. Dagestan is a region in Russia. Okay, then Russia. Like Sugar Sean said, makes no sense to fight 5 rounds and make the same pay. Don't understand why the UFC will go 3 to 5 rounds just because it's a main event or a title. It doesn't prove anything. I love having 5-round fights, but it has to be the right fights. Sucks that UFC has to book RDA versus Fiziev, Islam versus Dariush, and Yan versus Rakic, all because injuries and pullouts. I'd say Russia. Okay, Rogan was insufferable last night. I hate the commentary in general, but it's never going to get fixed. So it is what it is. I'm just tired of complaining about it, honestly. But if I have to hear Rogan speculate about somebody else being injured over and over every fight, I don't like the way he's holding his pinky finger. He may very well have an injured pinky finger. It's just driving me up a wall. Every fight, somebody's injured for Joe Rogan. So it's driving me nuts. But Brisbane was insufferable. Rogan was crediting Conor McGregor for inventing shoulder strikes. I'm done. Stop the fight. Bisbing and Anik carried for sure. I don't get why RDA didn't go for subs. He was clearly the stronger guy. Main event should be 5 rounds in my opinion. I agree. Just end it with a sub since no one is ending the fight. Moicano's a savage. Good night, boys. Got to get some rest. Inside 3 versus Volk. TKZ in 5-3 versus Volk. Main events are 5 rounds. Jared Leto was the blonde guy Tyler Durden beat to a pulp. I did not know that. Moicano has good submission defense. I thought Rogan was all right. Fair enough. Everyone can be entitled to their own opinion. For me, they all drive me nuts. The only one I really enjoy is John Anik, and I don't necessarily enjoy him, but he doesn't aggravate me. Bisping has no idea what the fuck he's talking about half the time. Just saying the most ridiculous shit. Rogan is always speculating on an injury. Constantly. Even when he's not there, he's speculating on an injury. It is what it is. There's no sense complaining about it. These guys have very hard jobs to do. They're watching the fight live, trying to keep the conversation going, trying to entertain. It is what it is. I mean, it's never going to be perfect. I couldn't do any better, so why sit here and complain about it in general? So, I mean, Bisping said some ridiculously wrong stuff last night multiple times, talking about corners who aren't even actually in the corner, talking about certain fighters that aren't even that fighter. It's a weird situation. But it is what it is. My guess is they're doing the best they can do, and there's nothing more that we can say about it. Volk is going to piece up the zombie. I agree very, very much. It's crazy. I got to start streaming on Sundays more because the chat on Sundays is unreal. The chat on, I mean, look how many messages we're getting right now. Guys, if you have not liked the stream yet, do me a favor and like the stream. Also, if you like the channel, you want to support the channel, and you want to become a member of the channel, we have a members-only Discord where we talk MMA every single day. If you become a member, you get a badge next to your name. You also get use of custom emojis in the chat as well as the comments. You also get access to extra live streams. And in the Discord, we're talking every single day about breaking news. You can message me, request a video, whatever you want. If you want to become a member, it costs $3. I posted the link in the chat as well as it's down in the description. And if you sign up to become a member, your name will pop up like right here with a Jose Aldo GIF. So if anybody wants to become a member, support the channel, the link is in the chat. We're growing the Discord every single day. During the big pay-per-views, we are all in there messaging live during the pay-per-view. So I think the Discord, just the Discord benefit alone is worth the price. We're building a great community in there, but there's a bunch of other benefits as well. So I posted the link. Okay. Bisping's funny. The commentary should do less speculating and more play-by-play would be a lot more enjoyable. I agree. Also, thank you, Hank Hill, for reminding me of this. There will be times they are bullshitting about nothing. Somebody gets clipped with a huge right hand, and they continue to bullshit about nothing. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Let's see. I like how Rogan was canceled for a day until Izzy uncanceled him. No, I don't think that's what it was. I think that Rogan decided there was so much heat going on that he was just going to stay behind. He's missed plenty of events before and then come back in a month. I don't think anyone told him he wasn't allowed on there or anything like that. John Anik versus Ariel Helwani, MMA fight, 3 rounds, 2 wins. I have no idea. Anik is way better than Mike Goldberg. Bisping constantly repeats the same stuff over and over again. Fair enough. I like Mike Goldberg. Even though he was terrible, he was terrible. Brendan Fitzgerald is the best UFC commentary in my opinion. Hopefully I made it in time. Last time I joined, you were just ending the stream. We're going to go for a little bit longer. It's crazy how many people have been in this stream tonight. Insane. So guys, keep submitting the questions. Have you talked about Islam pulling about the RDA fight yet? I have a full video on the channel. There's a video on the channel right now talking about that. Kind of sad. What about DC as a commentator? I'm not a big fan either. Who's next for Khabib's cousin, Umar? We already speculated a million different opponents. I personally would like to see him fight the winner of Jack Shore versus Timur Valiev. What if I join every live stream for the next month? Can I join the Discord for free because I'm hella broke? How about this? If you comment on every video, but it has to be something legitimate. You have to comment something legitimate. If you comment on every video for the next, let's say 3 weeks. If you comment on every video for like the next 2 to 3 weeks, but it has to be something legitimate, and it can't just be just a comment to comment. If you comment something legitimate, I'll send you a link and you can join the Discord. Joey, who should Parker McGregor's stepdad fight next? Parker? I don't know what you're saying. I'm confused. Who? I don't even know. Should be able to buy his way in with likes. Facts, Bisping legit ramble while KO is happening. It's infuriating. Rogan watching a fighter walk out of the ring with bright lights. Did you see him blinking? I think he might have hurt his eyes. Rogan watching a fighter walk out of the ring with bright lights. Do you see him blinking? I think he might have hurt his eyes. Yeah, constant speculation. I agree with Hank regarding the commentary. Oh my God, if there was just a radio broadcast of the fight, no one would have a clue what's happening in the fight. It's infuriating. Fight of the year prediction right now. It could be upcoming fight that hasn't happened yet. Get what I'm saying? Fight of the year prediction right now. It could be an upcoming fight that hasn't happened yet. You get what I'm saying. I do understand what you're saying under the second read. I will say fight of the year. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going to be fight of the year. What will be fight of the year? What fights? What fights? I'll say Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira. Justin Gaethje's never in a boring fight. Oliveira's never in a boring fight. Justin Gaethje versus Charles Oliveira. Mike Goldberg had 10 out of 10 commentary for finishes. Bet, does Marina get the next title shot? If not, who's her next opponent? I would love to see her fight Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Big W, Dustin Poirier. Let's say Ferguson loses to Chandler by brutal knockout in the first round. Do you think he hangs up the gloves in the octagon? Or does his pride make him live to fight another day and not retire? I hope he retires. But he probably fights again, I would guess. Or Wei Lee. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing her fight Wei Lee either. Ferguson and Chandler might be the fight of the year. Sure, not for... I mean, that's a great fight as well. Who's next for Kevin Holland? Who is next for Kevin Holland? I'd like to see him get a step up in the rankings. I don't want to see him against Shavkat Rakhmonov. I think Shavkat Rakhmonov is absolutely going to body him. I will go with Santiago Ponzinibbio. Number 14 in the rankings currently. I think that makes a lot of sense. Who should RDA fight next? Rebook the Rafael Fiziev fight. I think that's a fight that a lot of people wanted to see. So why not book it? I think why not book RDA versus Rafael Fiziev? Do you think Kevin Holland versus Jorge is an interesting matchup? I don't want to see that. That's not a fight that I'm super interested in. It'd probably be a fun fight, but I don't necessarily want to see that fight at all. So it's one of those fights. Guys, keep posting questions in the chat. We're starting to get to the end of this chat. At the end of this video, or at the end of this stream, I'm going to post the link to a video I'm about to release within the chat. Let me actually get to it right now. My next video coming out, is going to be what's next for Jorge Masvidal. I give you 5 potential opponents. It's on the channel right now, but I didn't want to release it until the end of the stream. So, Kevin Holland can fight Dom Rodriguez next. I don't think that's a great matchup for him. Moicano, he showed all the heart. What's next for him? Maybe Bobby Green. I think that makes a lot of sense, the Bobby Green fight. I can't remember what fight it was, but the guy would do something with his hand. Like, it was distract tactic. Joe was like, I think the guy's hand's broken. I have no idea. It could have been Adesanya where he texted John Anik. Jorge should retire at this point? I disagree. Charles versus Justin, who wins? I'll go Charles Oliveira. They should give Hamzat the welterweight, middleweight title already. Let's be honest. He beats Usman and Izzy the same night. I disagree. It'd be fun, compelling matchups. If he beats Usman, I wouldn't mind seeing him move up. Will Diego Sanchez win by force field and he won't have magical powers without Joshua Fabia? I don't see how he wins without his guru in his corner. Moicano has become the Andre Fili of the division. I better go comment on the new video. Yes, you may. I'm here now, Joey. I'll hit you with some more questions. Does Colby get an immediate title shot, or does he have to another fight before a title shot? He's going to have to fight a couple times, or hope Usman loses the title by the end of the year to either Leon or Hamzat. He's already lost to Kamaru Usman twice, so he's not getting another title shot. Bad look for Kevin Holland calling out old boy Cap. Worst call out I've ever seen. Why would he call him out? Is Uriah Faber still in the UFC? I think he's still under UFC contract, but I think he's technically retired. Does Hooker go to featherweight or stay at lightweight? He's already moving to featherweight. He's fighting Arnold Allen. Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Kelvin Gastelum, 170. Who do you got? That's actually a tough fight for Khabib. I'll take Khabib, though. Fabia versus Ngannou, fight of the year. I want to see Fabia versus... who were we recently matching him up with? I can't remember. Somebody weird in the MMA community, but I can't remember who it was now. Thoughts on Greg Hardy? It's time for him to move along. Will Chris Montaño get the W Saturday? I'll say yes, but probably, who knows? Bisping seemed very egotistical. He has a complex that he was one of the best middleweight champ, and he got a fluke championship and fluke title defense. I personally think Henderson won. I think I scored that fight for Henderson as well. Greg Hardy probably gets cut. I don't even think he needs to get cut because I think that was the last fight on his contract. What happened if Tom Aspinall loses to Volkov? I guess he's going to have to try to build himself back up. What's next for Tim Elliott? Great performance. A decent fight for him. I mean, there should be a good fight for him on the come up. It's tough in that division, though. It's just so tough in that division. So, I mean, he should get a decent step up, but I think Tim Elliott's going to be one of those guys that's just kind of hanging around forever. Arnold Allen versus Dan. Who wins? I'm going to go with Arnold Allen. Greg Hardy to KSW. Yeah, he'll probably be fighting on the next Triller card. Thoughts on Hasbulla? I love Hasbulla. I wish we saw him more often at UFC events. Hasbulla is amazing for sure. Holland said he was just talking. We know how dumb shit off the top of his head. Holland said he got a text from D-Rod saying it wasn't cool how he called out OG, so Kevin said he want D-Rod now. Okay, fair enough. I don't think it was a good call at all. I don't think it was a good call at all. I mean, why are you calling out Donald Cerrone at the tail end of his career? Disturbing. Greg Hardy looked fat and sloppy Saturday, even fatter than normal. Doubt he's taking training seriously. Shouldn't re-sign that bum. I don't think they will re-sign him. Next fight for Jim Miller. I can't believe he's still going. Maybe Jalen Turner. Feed Jim Miller to Jalen Turner and see if Jim Miller is a decent measuring stick, and we can see where Jalen Turner is. If you were coaching Korean Zombie, how would you make a game plan to beat Alex? Chop the legs as much as possible, and make sure to avoid the takedown. I don't know. It's a tough. I mean, Alexander Volkanovski is so well rounded, and he's going to be hard to beat. And I don't think Korean Zombie has the skills to beat him. He has to clip him, but he has to be super technical, conserve his energy, look to rip the body, and look to try to catch him with something. D-Rod would piece up Holland. D-Rod is a massive welterweight too. D-Rod versus Holland would be fire. Facts. Let Cowboy go. Yeah, match Cowboy up with Jim Miller. I got to go back and see. Jalen Turner has some crisp striking. His striking look, he looks so comfortable in there. Why did Greg Hardy come in extra heavy? We don't know. We don't have an explanation for that. It is what it is. It is what it is, I guess. D-Rod via mushroom spinning shit. Next fight for Klein, commentary was biased towards Devontae Smith. I'm not sure on that one. I'm not sure. Who should we get him to fight? Let me take a look. Real quick. But what a performance. He looked amazing in that fight too. And on the early prelims, I'm going to the MMA world rankings. He's in the lightweight division. Let's see. Is he even ranked in the top 60, 70 right now? Let's see. He should be. He beat maybe Ignacio Bahamondes. I think that'd be a fun fight. Or maybe he can fight Matt Frivola. I wouldn't mind Matt Frivola either. Or Ilya Topuria. I think that'd be too much of a step up. I doubt that fight would happen. Volkanovski versus Stefan Struve. I would be down if Dana steps down and Hasbulla takes his place. I mean, how can you not love Hasbulla? Who win Joanna versus Marina fight? Who would win Joanna versus Marina fight? I'd go Marina, but that's a tough fight. Maybe Joanna could win too. That's a really close fight. Is Sean Brady a threat to the title? No, I don't think he is. Too many heavy grapplers with better stamina. Greg Hardy sucks. I'm going to just say it. Greg Hardy has looked better shape in the Contender Series. Fair enough. Should Barboza move back up the lightweight? I don't know what Barboza does at this point. He's not going to be a champion anywhere. We were supposed to get D-Rod versus Holland at 170 on short notice after Holland beat Fluffy Hernandez. Can't remember who got injured but fell off. Remember? No, I did not. I do vaguely remember that, actually. Thoughts on Greg Hardy saying he can beat Deontay Wilder? Obviously a bit delusional. Francisco Trinaldo and Danny Roberts should be good. Fair enough. Joey, what would you do? What would UFC do if Old Man Glover takes out Yuri Rakic and Magomedov then retires? I have no idea. Barboza should retire before his L's catch up with his wins. Dennis, what's up? What's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. How would Bilal versus Burns fight go? I think Burns outstrikes him and maybe submits him as he looks for a takedown. Let me X out of this. Sean Brady got exposed in his last fight. Gassing issues. Agreed. Delete if not allowed, but blah versus... No, I don't need to delete it, but I don't like talking about that too much. Burns versus Smatch is going to be sick. Barboza should probably move back up to lightweight. MMA ref, he didn't gas. He broke his nose badly, and Chiesa rocked him. Okay. Everything about Sean Brady makes me mad. Terrible style, awful cardio. I hope someone KOs him. Joey, what's next for Deej in UK boxing? I have no idea who that even is. I don't follow boxing. Why is Shogun fighting? I don't know. And who wants OSP rematch? Who wants the OSP rematch? These MMA boxing crossover fights need to stop. I agree, but what can you do? Did you think RDA versus Moicano fight should have been stopped at the 4th round? Yes. 100%. I've talked about it actually multiple times. It should have been stopped. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that fight should have been stopped. And a lot of people failed him in that fight. Bald Volk is a new mythical creature. Very much. So is Bald Ortega as well. Who should Spivak fight next? Let me take a look at the current layout of the division. Maybe someone just barely ranked at heavyweight, I would say. Why isn't this working? Okay, here we go. Someone just barely ranked. Maybe Alexander Romanov. He's on a 3-fight win streak. No. Sergey Spivak is ranked number 12 on here. Maybe Marcin Tybura. No, he just came off a loss. Book him up with Derek Lewis. I don't think they've ever fought, but maybe I'm wrong. I have to disagree. Sean Brady got exposed. Don't you think it's ridiculous Doug Nasty is fighting 45 and 45? Yes, I actually mentioned that in the Discord chat. That's egregious. He should be getting paid more. Randy Brown versus Chaos Williams. Who you got? Chaos Williams. I'm very high on Chaos. Is Hasbulla the GOAT of MMA? Sure. Moicano did manage to muster some decent haymakers in the last round. I don't care if he did or didn't muster some haymakers in the last round. The dude took unnecessary damage. Jake P brings in the casuals. Trust me, bro. Spivak versus Arlovsky. Fair enough. I know MMA math doesn't add up, but Chiesa won by sub against Benil. Let's see what that is. The Nasty Boss TV subscribes. Well, thank you for subscribing. But Chiesa won by sub against Benil, and you know what kind of fighter Chiesa is. So do you think Benil has a chance against Islam's grappling? I think he has a chance, but I favor Islam to probably take him down and submit him. Shogun versus OSP in 2022 is 2 out of 10 fight. Both will show up fat and gas after half a round. We'll be huffing and puffing while throwing quarter speed shots. I have no desire to see that fight. Let's be honest, Dustin would not want that Colby fight. I actually said it on this stream. I know you just joined, but Dustin don't want that Colby fight. Joey, do you agree that Ortega Volk should have definitely been called off after the 3rd? Probably. I mean, that 3rd round, everyone says that fight was one of the greatest fights of 2021. I loved that 3rd round. It was exciting. It was fun. It had everything. Close submission attempts. Outside of those submission attempts, it was a one-sided beatdown by Volkanovski. I mean, and Brian Ortega is taking significant amount of damage now. Favorite MMA quote? What is that? What's your favorite MMA quote? I must have missed that. Okay, 274 is full of old legends that should have kept 42-year-old Glover on the card, moved Justin versus Olives. Yeah, I think they got to add more to that. I think they really do got to add more to that. RDA just can't finish fights anymore. Okay, the corner should have thrown in the towel. The ref's in the hard spot. The ref could have stopped it as well. At one point in the ground and pound, he was out. Colby versus Shavkat, who wins? I'm very high on Shavkat. But Shavkat has issues with grapplers holding him against the fence. So maybe Colby, but I think Shavkat could win. Joey, we need a reaction for 273 and then talk about how awful 274 is and why it's awful. Yeah, but I think they're going to add more fights to 274. Does McGregor come back to a title shot with Islam not taking the RDA fight? Will McGregor fight at lightweight or welterweight? Does McGregor come back to a title shot? No, I'm hoping not, so I'm going to try to will it into existence. But Islam, bad luck not accepting that RDA fight. And if the time frame permits, I wouldn't mind seeing him fighting Benil. Who would win, Bryce or Ortega? I'd lean Ortega, but that'd be a very interesting matchup. Colby versus the winner of Burns Hamzat for the next title shot. I'd love that. Do you care if Conor loses his next fight or not? No, I do not. Doesn't matter to me if Conor loses his next fight. It is what it is. Dustin has bad hips. He can't defend takedowns. Terrible hips by Grandma. Got better hips than Dustin. Okay, the co-main event was weird. RDA just slowly beat his ass the whole time and would take so Moicano could land combos. Weird, very weird. I think Ortega would be able to catch Bryce with something. Agreed. Dustin and Diaz gets added to 274. I'm calling it. I would love it. 274 has already so many fights. I think they're done making it. No, they're not. There's no way they're done making it. That fight card looked garbage. I took a picture of it, so give me a second. Give me one quick second, guys. I took a picture of that card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, they usually have 11 to 13 fights on a card. So they only have 8. So bare minimum, they're adding 11. Best case scenario, they're adding 5 fights to that card. So I don't think they're done making it. Holland versus Masvidal. I have no desire to see that. They should add Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chandler as the co-main of 274, 5-rounder. It better be 5 rounds. McGregor is coming back at 55-70 as per SBK. I don't know who SBK is. But okay, Colby's post-fight interview would be hilarious after choking out DP. John Kavanaugh at SBG, I think you mean. GOAT just got shut down by Joey. I don't know what I even said. What did I do? How would you react if Conor came back to a title shot and won the title? That'd be insane. That'd be insane. First off, if he came back to a title shot, I'd be pissed because he doesn't deserve a title shot. And I'm always leaning towards the merit of the sport. And I know sometimes it's iffy. And, okay, well, this guy has 5 wins and this guy has 2 wins, but maybe his 2 wins are better than his 5 wins and this guy's a bigger star. But you shouldn't be getting a title shot off of 2 losses. And you haven't won a fight in the weight class since 2016. Borderline 6 years since winning a fight in the weight class. If he won, I'd be disturbed because now it's like, well, the people who said he didn't deserve it, now he won. So I guess now he deserved it, which wouldn't be true. That's flawed logic, but people would say that. How many eye pokes should be talked before deducted? 2. I'll say 2. 1, you get a warning. Second one, you get the point deducted. How would you like to see Masvidal rematch Wonderboy? I would not. Conor versus Jorge. I have a video. Who is Jorge Masvidal going to fight next? I will release it the second I end this stream, which will be very, very soon. This upcoming fight night looks great. I know I got to work on prediction videos. I was going to work on prediction videos tonight, but now it's almost midnight where I'm at. So I have to go to sleep soon. I have to get up early tomorrow. I was thinking RDA matches up very well. Top 5 lightweight right now. I say he beats Chandler, Beneil, maybe beats Justin, loses to Islam and Olives. Definitely loses to Islam. I think RDA can beat a lot of guys at lightweight. I would agree with you. He 100% doesn't deserve a title shot, but I'd tune in. I know you would. Who should Jamal Hill fight next? Dominic Reyes or Anthony Smith? Covington versus McGregor. That's a fight that I would love to see. Someone who's never defended a title getting multiple immediate title shots. What a joke. I would absolutely revolt. I would revolt. I'd be disgusted, though. I don't want to see that at all. Okay, guys. This has been a great live stream. An absolute amazing live stream. We've had basically like 40 to 50 people in here the whole time. I can't believe the channel's growing. Right now, we are at 2,258 subscribers. If you're watching and you are not subscribed yet, go subscribe to the channel. If you're watching and you have not liked the stream yet, like the stream right this very second. It helps support the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. I'll answer a couple more questions, and then I'm going to go. But I stream every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, and I throw some random streams in there like this one. This random stream, I'm going to have to start streaming on Sundays because apparently a lot of people are starved for content. No, because the ref is telling guy multiple times, watch the fingers, don't poke. After the first one, a point has to be taken. Yeah, but sometimes it's so accidental. I joined when you had 5. That's awesome, brother. You joined what when you had 5? You subscribed when I only had 5 subscribers? Are you serious? Is that what you're trying to say? Fill me in. Is that what you're trying to say? You subscribed when I only had 5, or you joined, or you? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying you subscribed to the channel when I only had 5 subscribers? Let me know, Dennis. I'm curious. I can't believe the channel's coming up on a year. The channel's coming up on a year of being around. Gotta enjoy this channel before it gets too big. Enjoy it while it lasts, fellas. Earth Rocker, appreciate you. I used to lurk. Why are so many people forget DC fought Anderson? I guess because it was short notice. Anyway, guys, I need you to do a massive... Joe, you can see who subscribed first in your settings. Yeah, but it's only when you're a public subscriber. It's only when you're a public subscriber you can see that. So not everyone's a public subscriber. So give me 1 second, guys, and I'm going to post. You guys are going to be the first to see the video because I'm going to post it in here while it's still unlisted, and then I'm going to release it right as the stream ends. Have you seen severe CTE pictures? It's terrifying. Would you pick Islam to beat Oliveira? No, I would not. JK, I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah, you can, but it has to be public subscribers, and not very many people have their subscriptions public. Guys, I want you to go check out my newest video. Make sure to like it. Here it is. I'm posting it in the chat. I'm about to release it right this very second, but you guys will be the first to see it. It's a 15-minute video, 14-minute video. What's next for Jorge Masvidal? So do me a favor, click on that video, go watch it, like it, comment it, all that good stuff. Help support the channel. I'm releasing it as we speak, but I just posted it to you guys unlisted. So you guys can go check it out right now. I remember when you had less than 10 people watching your live streams. I know Pity's an STI, man. Not only a member, not only a guy that watches the live streams, but he also donated to the channel quite a bit. I appreciate all the donations from you, Pity's and STI. I really do appreciate it, man. I really do. It means a lot to me. Just all you guys, just tuning in general. I really appreciate it. Go check out the new video. I would greatly appreciate it. I just released it. I posted it in the chat. You can click on it and it'll take you right to the video, and go like it. I want to see, like, all of a sudden that video, just the views and the likes just jump right up as soon as we end this live streams. I would greatly appreciate you guys. And don't forget to like the stream before you leave. I'll be streaming on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So join me then as well. Until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your night. And I appreciate every single one of you.